Yo, Wagwan. Yeah, man. Mr. Garthreed here. All right. We're going to be doing module 1, multiple choice questions. All right. From the 2019 paper again. Okay. Now, the last video I focused on questions 1 to 3, but someone said that they wanted more questions. All right. I think 2 persons said that they wanted more questions. So let's do it. All right. We're going to focus on question 4 to question 11. Okay, let's get into it. So number 4 says if x minus 3 is less than 4x plus 1, then x is what? All right, so we need to solve this inequality here for x. Let's do that down here. Let me just scroll down a bit. All right, so we were given x minus 3 is less than 4x plus 1. All right. So what I'm going to do is to just get all the x terms on one side of the inequality. All right. You can bring them on the left side or the right side. Doesn't matter which one. I am going to choose the left hand side. Okay. So I'm going to have x and I'm going to carry the 4x to the left hand side of the inequality. I will get a negative 4x. All right. Less than the 1 is there. All right, the 1 is there same way. And I'm going to carry the negative 3 to the right hand side. It will become a positive 3. All right, so x minus 4x, that is a negative 3x, and that is less than 1 plus 3, which is 4. Okay, so x is now less than what? Now, in order to get x, I will have to divide both sides of the inequality by negative 3. Okay, now you should remember that if you divide by a negative, all right, the sign, the inequality sign will change. So it means that I won't have a less than sign here. I will now have a greater than sign. Okay, so that will be greater than 4 divided by negative 3. Now in mathematics, we don't like to leave negatives in the denominator. So you can either put it in the numerator or to the side. I'm going to put it to the side. Okay, so our answer is x is greater than negative 4 divided by 3. Okay, that is our answer. So remember for this question, whenever you divide by a negative number, and also when you multiply by a negative number, the inequality sign will change. Okay, so it means that our answer here is D. X is greater than negative 4 divided by 3. Good. Number 5 now says the logarithm of 16 divided by the logarithm of 2 is equal to. So we are to simplify that fraction there. All right. Now, please note that those logarithms are in base 10. How do we know that? Because there, you don't see the base, right? Once you don't see the base, you know that it is 10. Okay, so let's do the solution for that. So it's the logarithm of 16, all right, divided by the logarithm of 2. Divided by the logarithm of 2. Okay, so this is now equal to what? Now, if you notice in the denominator, we have the logarithm of 2, all right? Now, 16 can be written in terms of base 2. 2 to what power gives us 16? All right, that's what you need to ask yourself. And the answer is 2 to the power of 4. So in the numerator, I can rewrite the logarithm of 16 as log of 2 to the power of 4, right? You can put it in a calculator if you're not sure. You can put in a calculator 2 to the power of 4, all right? That should give you 16. And I'm dividing it by the logarithm of 2, okay? That is what we have. So I will now be using laws of logs that says when you have the logarithm of a to the power of n, that is equal to n multiplied by the logarithm of a. All right. So that means I can carry down this 4, right, and put it in front of the log. So this is now equal to 4 multiplied by the logarithm of 2. All right. And in the denominator, I also have the logarithm of 2. All right, that's what I have. Now, clearly, you can see that I have logarithm of 2 in the numerator and denominator. So it means that those logarithms can cancel out, which gives us 4 as our answer. All right, so 4 is the answer for this question. Let's go back to it. 4 is the answer for this question, which is A. All right, so A is our answer there. Good. Let's now look at number 6. Number 6 says, given that y is equal to negative x squared minus 2x plus 3 can be written as y is equal to the negative of x plus 1 all squared plus 4. The maximum point is what? Okay, let me just remind you. All right, I'm going to remind you of something. We were given y. We were given y is equal to the negative of x plus 1 all squared plus 4. All right? Whenever you have something in the form of y is equal to a multiplied by x plus h all squared plus k, this is known as the vertex form. All right? That is known as the vertex form of a quadratic expression. So what we have here is really a quadratic expression. Okay? And if you have something written in that form, then the turning point, all right, the turning point is negative h comma k. Okay, the turning point is negative h comma k. Now the turning point can either be a maximum point or it can be a minimum point. All right, it all depends on how the graph behaves. So this is now equal to, so in this case, my h would be 1, right? Comparing it with the expression here, my h would be 1. So it means that my turning point is going to be negative 1, comma, k, all right? 4 is in the place of k, so k is equal to 4, okay? So negative 1, comma 4 is the turning point, all right? And that is A. And they told us that the maximum point, all right? They told us that they wanted the maximum point. So then the negative 1, comma 4 is really a maximum point, all right? So they told us that. Okay, now let's move on to question 7. Question 7 says, the gradient of the line which passes through the point P and Q is what? Okay, so let's work that out. All right, so you should recall the formula for finding the gradient. So we normally represent it as m, all right, which is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. All right, so you can choose any point to be x1, y1, all right, and the other point as x2, y2. Okay, so I'm going to let the point P be x1, y1, all right, and I'm going to let Q be the point x2, y2. Okay, so let's look back at the coordinates. So P is negative 6, comma negative 4, negative 6, negative 4, all right, and Q is 4, negative 3, so Q is 4, negative 3. Good. Let's now use the formula to calculate our gradient. So m is going to be equal to y2, right? Y2 is the y value for q, for the point q, that is -3. So we're going to have -3 minus y1, all right? That's the y value for p, which is a -4. Now, since we have a -4 as the y value, ensure that you use up your brackets. Okay, so that's -4 in brackets there. All right, the brackets are very important. And x2, which is the x value for q, that is 4 minus x1, which is the x value for p, that is -6. Ensure you use a brackets because that value is negative. Okay, so the value of m is now equal to, now since we're multiplying two negatives here, it means that our sign will change to a plus. So we have -3 plus 4. All right, that is what we will have, divided by 4 minus a -6, right? Now, since we have two negatives in the denominator, it means that our sign will change to plus as well. So plus 6. All right, so m is equal to -3 plus 4, which is the same as 4 minus 3. That's 1, and you're dividing that by 4 plus 6, which is 10. All right, so the gradient is equal to 1 divided by 10. All right, and that is C. All right, that is C here, 1 divided by 10. Good. Now we'll be looking at number 8. All right, number 8 is a logarithm question. So it says if t is equal to ax to the power of n, then the logarithm of t is what? All right, so let's just write down what t is right here. Let's just write down what t is. So t is equal to ax to the power of n. All right. Now you can see that we have logarithm to the base 10 here in the question. So it means that we have to apply the logarithm of base 10 to both sides of the equation, which will give us the log of t being equal to the logarithm of ax to the power of n. All right. And we have to simplify or expand this logarithm here on the right hand side using our laws of logs. All right, so it means that we're going to have the log of t being equal to the log of a plus the log of x to the power of n. All right, I hope you can follow that. I'm simply using this rule here, which says that the logarithm of a times b is equal to the logarithm of a plus the logarithm of b. All right, that's the law I'm using there. All right, and I'm now going to use the rule that says if I have the logarithm of a to the power of n, that is equal to n log a. Okay, so it means that I will now have log t being equal to the log of a plus, I can now carry down this n using this second rule here that I just wrote. So that's n log x. All right, so log t is equal to log a plus n log x. All right, and that is a. That is a. All right. Okay. Number 9 says if x minus 3 is a factor of x cubed minus x squared minus 9x plus a, then a is equal to what? Okay. So what they're saying is that this cubic polynomial here, all right, is divisible by x minus 3, right? When we say it is divisible or if it is a factor, it means that when I substitute 3, all right, when I substitute 3 into this cubic polynomial here, I'm supposed to get 0. So f of 3 is equal to 0. If you're wondering how I got this 3, all I did was just equate this expression here to 0. All right, so that's x minus 3 equal to 0, which implies that x is equal to 3. So when I substitute 3 into this cubic polynomial here, I'm supposed to get 0. That will allow me to solve for the value of a. All right, so let's just write it down here. I'm going to name the function that they gave us. I'm going to call it f, and f is a function of x. All right, and that is x cubed minus x squared minus 9x plus a. All right, and they told us that x minus 3 is a factor of this function here. So it means that f of 3 must be equal to 0. All right, let's find f of 3. So we're substituting x as 3, we will get 3 to the power of 3 minus 3 squared minus 9 times 3 plus a. All right, and that is going to be equal to 3 cubed, that's 27, minus 3 squared, that's 9, minus 9 times 3, which is 27, plus a. And remember now, f of 3 must be equal to 0. So it means that when I add all of these numbers here on the right-hand side of the equation, I am supposed to get 0. All right, because x minus 3 is a factor. Good. Now, clearly, you can see that the negative 27 cancel out with the positive 27, right? So it means that I will have 0 being equal to negative 9 plus a. All right, so I'm just going to carry the negative 9 on the other side. All right, so it implies that a is equal to a positive 9. So positive 9 is the value for a. All right, so I hope that was clear. So it means that my answer is B. All right, my answer is B there. Good. Now we're looking at question 10. All right, it says if 2 to the power of x is equal to 5, then x is equal to what? All right. Now, when you're finding the value of x here, you can do it two ways. You can either use the natural logarithm, all right, which is the ln, or you can use log to the base 10. All right. Now, in the answer choices here, you can see that we have log to the base 10. All right. So it means that we have to use that. So let's just solve it here. So we were given 2 to the power of x being equal to 5. All right, so we're now going to apply logarithm to the base 10 of both sides of the equation. So we will now get log of 2 to the power x being equal to the logarithm of 5. All right, I'm now going to use the log rule, which says if I have the log of a to the power of n, that is equal to n logarithm of a. So it means that what I can do now is to carry down this x here and put it in front of the log. So what I will have now is x log 2 being equal to the logarithm of 5. All right. So I have x log 2 on the left-hand side of the equation. I want x on this side. So it means that I will now have to divide both sides of the equation by the logarithm of 2. So if I do that, I will get the logarithm of 5, all right, the logarithm of 5 divided by the logarithm of 2, all right? That is my answer, okay? That is my answer. Now, there is a common error that students normally make with logarithms. Let me just point that out. So if I have the logarithm of a divided by the logarithm of b, right? That's what I have. Then this is not going to be equal to the logarithm of a minus the logarithm of b. All right? Students have a tendency to make that error in the CAPE examination. That is a false statement. What they mix up here is that the logarithm of A minus the logarithm of B is equal to the logarithm of A divided by B. All right, that is a true statement, but the one above here is false. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. So it means that x is equal to the logarithm of 5 divided by the logarithm of 2. All right, x is equal to the logarithm of 5 divided by the logarithm of 2, which is A. A is our answer. All right, now we're going to move on to the final question here, which is 11. It says a function f is defined by f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x plus a, right? Such that f of negative 2 is equal to 8. The value of a is what? So what we're going to do here is to substitute x as negative 2, all right? And then we're going to equate the right-hand side to 8, okay? Let me just do that down here. So it says f of x, all right? It says that f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x plus a. And it told us that f of negative 2 is equal to a positive 8. So let us find f of negative 2. So we're substituting x as negative 2, all right? You will get negative 2 squared minus 3 times negative 2 plus a, all right? And that is equal to negative 2 squared, that is a positive 4. When you square any negative number, that is always a positive number, all right? And a negative 3 multiplied by a negative 2 will give us a positive 6 plus a, all right? And it told us that f of negative 2 is equal to 8. So it means that when I add all these numbers here on the right-hand side of the equation, I should get 8, all right? Good. So 8 is now equal to 4 plus 6 plus a. 4 plus 6, 4 plus 6 is 10. All right, so that's 10 plus a. All right, I'm going to carry the 10 over here on the left-hand side of the equation. It will become a negative 10. So what I have now is 8 minus 10 being equal to a. All right, which implies that the value of a is 8 minus 10. That is a negative 2. All right, negative 2. So a is negative 2, which is B. All right, B is the answer here. All right, so those are the solutions for question 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please ensure to comment down below, like up the video, and share it with your friends. And if you aren't a subscriber already, please ensure that you are subscribing to this channel. All right, so I am Mr. Garth Reed, student ambassador at the University of Technology, Jamaica, and I'm a mathematics teacher in training in the School of Mathematics and Statistics. I thank you for joining.